The United Nations Appeals Court in The Hague on Friday unexpectedly overturned the war crimes convictions of two Croatian generals who led the 1995 campaign that helped end the wars involving Serbia, Bosnia and Croatia, but also left several hundred Serbian civilians dead and drove more than 150,000 from their homes. The ruling was the most dramatic reversal in the 19-year history of the War Crimes Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia. It led to jubilation in Croatia and anger and disbelief in Serbia, which has long accused the court of being anti-Serb. The judges, voting 3-2, ordered the release of General Ante Gotovina and General Impotent Marchesi, the former police commander. They were sentenced in 2011 to 24-year and 18-year prison terms, respectively, for murder, persecution and plunder. It was tough to predict, Greg Kehoe, an American lawyer who led General Gotovina's defense team, said in a phone interview. But they were fully acquitted on all counts, so I'm elated. Given Croatia's extensive wartime role, both on the field and behind the scenes, the court's findings and its two strongly dissenting opinions are expected to be scrutinized by lawyers and war historians. With the new ruling, the tribunal has convicted no one from Croatia, only ethnic Croats from Bosnia. Before their release, General Gotovina, 57, had spent 7 years in jail in The Hague, while General Marchesi, also 57, had spent 8 years. Croatia sent a plane to a Dutch airport to ferry them, and they landed to a hero's welcome in Zagreb, the capital, where tens of thousands of jubilant Croats, some with tears of joy in their eyes, chanted victory and danced in the streets. But President Tomislav Nikolic of Serbia said in a statement, "Today's ruling will not contribute to the stabilization in the region and will open old wounds." Croatia has seen the two men as national heroes who justly recaptured part of its homeland, known as the Croatian region, where Serbs and Croats had lived for generations. Armed and financed by Belgrade, the Serbian capital, the region had broken away from Croatia early in the war and remained occupied by Serbian forces for several years. But by 1995, with the United States and other Western nations seeking to end the war, Croatia prepared a counteroffensive, called Operation Storm, with the Pentagon closely involved in the planning. The 4-day military campaign was criticized by United Nations military observers for the indiscriminate bombing of cities. In its aftermath, Croatian fighters and others went on the rampage of looting and burning of homes and livestock, and poisoned wells to make sure that Serbs would not return, witnesses told the court. About 150 civilians were killed in military actions, but experts told the court that at least 350 people had died, many of them in acts of vengeance against older or disabled Serbs who had not been able to flee across the border to Serbia. In overturning the convictions, the tribunal found that the Croatian forces, under the overall command of General Gotovina, had aimed largely at legitimate military targets. It also found that he and General Marchesi did not control the bands that looted and murdered, but had instead warned against taking revenge on civilians. The ruling also dismissed the overriding legal argument for the convictions, that the two men were part of a criminal conspiracy conceived by the Croatian president at the time, Franjo Tuđman, to expel all Serbs from Croatia by spreading fear. The judges said they had not found enough evidence of such a conspiracy. Analysts say the generals were the only men to be held accountable for the excesses of Operation Storm because Mr. Tuđman and his inner circle were all dead by the time the case came before the tribunal. The prosecution said that while it deplored the ruling, it did not intend to challenge it.